Welcome back, everyone. It's July 2nd, 2020. I'm Jerry Hall, and here's the view from Costa Rica. Well, we're sitting at 266 billion in the overall digital asset market cap. Really no change. There's been a few gainers, and that's been wonderful. I happen to own two of them and very pleased about that. However, it's not anything to get all excited about. To be honest with you folks, the market cap for this space needs to be up over $1 trillion for any real substantial time to do something different than I'm doing type of event, right? Now, I'll be honest, with what I'm holding, and I'll take you to it right now, with what I'm holding in XRP, Cardano, and VeChain, I am going to need my holdings to represent a position where when I take 20% of those holdings and convert them back to some other form of asset, most likely the US dollar, I will be taking out my initial buy-in. At that percentage, I'll have a little bit of extra profit that comes with my initial buy-in. My tax liability will be limited because I'll only be liable for the difference between what I have invested and what I cash out. And because it's been a long-term hold, I'm going to use the long-term capital gains rate, approximately 15%. So that's not horrible. What that does in a strategy like this, what this does is allow me to de-risk my position. Many of you, and I know this through the comments of previous videos, have stated you want to work on an exit plan. You're not sure your tax liabilities, this, that, and the other thing. That's totally fine. Neither did I. And it wasn't until I started really diving in and getting myself involved with people like Cryptopolis, putting that Beyond Moon series together, and diving into things like, well, what is capital gains? Going to Wikipedia, looking at it, understanding exactly where I'm at. If you know how much of your actual dollars have gone into this market, then you have a sound foundation to start extrapolating all of the necessary other elements so that you are at least informed to what reality is. When you are guessing, it's exactly that. It's a guess. And guesses generally come with surprises. Don't be surprised. Get yourself educated to what it is you're doing so that your strategies and your plans will reflect reality. But I don't want to dive too much into the weeds on that. I will let you know that there have been people in the comment section that have reached out and asked if I'd be willing to walk through exit strategies with them. The answer is yes. As long as you understand that I am not acting as your wealth manager, your financial planner. I'm just a guy who's done a lot of research and been educating myself. I'm more than happy to help. I've been so blessed to have so many incredible people help me that I just believe it's incumbent upon myself to extend that same generosity of my time and experience to those who seek it out. There are a lot of new people coming into crypto, and for good reason. Monetary policy across the globe is destructive to real growth economies. So do your homework, folks. Reach out, get help where you need it. ultimately make your own decisions based off of the information that you're gathering. We should all do very well if we prepare ourselves to. This is truly a golden opportunity. But I want to take you into what came across the news wires today, or early this morning actually, and it is incredible news. So many of us who've been in this space for a long time understand the value of network effects. You know, the simple analogy to this, if you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand what real networks of, what network effects are, here's an analogy that I like to use, and I use this for my son. It helped him a lot. For instance, if you were the only person holding a cell phone, how valuable would that cell phone be? If there are two people with cell phones, although it is now easy and convenient for you to communicate with that person wherever you are and wherever they are, it's still only two people. Network effects describes the value of a network as the participants in that network grow. The more participants, the more value. It's no different than looking at any social media platform. Facebook would not be that valuable if there were a couple of hundred people using it. Sure, it'd be great for that 100 people, but what real value would it bring? Well, Facebook's got a network of several billion people across the planet. And we know how valuable Facebook is. And same with platforms like Twitter and Instagram and what have you. The point of this is to take a look at Ripple's network and the network effects going forward. What value do these network effects have? Well, for the existing members of the network effects are, with each new member that joins, their reach, access, and availability to potentially profitable products and services increases. How about the new participants entering the network? Well, all of the value propositions that the network itself, through the actual construction of the network, fast payment messaging, lightning quick settlement, all of the downstream value propositions that just those elements bring, not to mention all of the existing members of that network, the reach, services, and value propositions that those elements bring to the table. The network effect grows value exponentially as the network gets larger. This article speaks to that premise perfectly. Currency Cloud to process cross-border payments on RippleNet. Now, this is just a couple hours old. Currency Cloud, the global leader in providing embedded business-to-business cross-border payments for platforms of the future, today announced a partnership with Ripple, the enterprise blockchain solution for global payments. Yeah. We hear about friggin', Ripple partners are announced all the time, and it doesn't seem to add a whole lot of value to the price. Folks, the value that's being added is to the network. And at some point, and I don't know when, but at some point, that value will extend to the asset XRP. This is real, tangible information. And if you're a value investor and you're looking at this incredibly valuable information, and you look at the incredibly depressed price of the XRP asset, then the logical conclusion is XRP is a screaming buy at 17 cents. Let's take a deeper dive into Currency Cloud. Here's their webpage. And what I find really interesting about Currency Cloud is that they are a cloud solution, not for any one thing. The article stated they were a business-to-business platform. However, let's take a look at this. Who we serve: banks, fintechs, money service businesses, and FX brokers. I love that. We know, well, let's just go up here. So we know FX is approximately a $5 trillion a day vertical. We know that money service businesses, if it pertains to remittances, is upwards to 700 bill a year and growing. Fintechs, these are businesses providing services to corporate. We know, despite any environment, there are goods being shipped all over the world. So one country's producing something, they're selling a lot of it to other countries. And that doesn't matter if it's oil, automobiles, plastic toys that get sold in Walmart. Things are being built and created and shipped all over the planet, in good times and bad, not to mention all the agricultural elements that come into that play. Now, banks traditionally through SWIFT have been handling most of that. But as you see the innovation in this space, you know, I'm been hammering the old innovation, adoption, investor sentiment for a while now. As the innovations in this technology continue to get adopted by companies just like this Currency Cloud, its reach extends, its value and versatility extend. I'm going to take you down, scroll down this page a little bit here. I found this little excerpt from their page extremely compelling. One account, multiple currencies. Now, this doesn't matter if you're a bank, a fintech, a money services provider, or an FX broker. One account, multiple currencies. Across our ready-made global payment network, it is a seamless and secure way for banks like yours to collect, convert, pay, and manage funds for your commercial clients in 38 currencies globally. With our multi-currency account, you'll be able to move money across the globe hassle-free without needing to set up and maintain a complicated Nostro network. More and more players are getting into this game. Not any one company is going to capture 100% of the market. However, if these players that are entering the game and getting clients are on RippleNet, to me, that is a net win. I'd really like your thoughts on this. Leave them in the comments field. Do you see multiple companies addressing the same market, but using the underlying technology of RippleNet as a plus net? Or do you see flaws in this thinking? Share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Your feedback is immensely important for me to continue to refine this channel, to provide you the information that you, the value investor in cryptocurrencies, need to make the right choices. So folks, that's my view from Costa Rica. Until next time, Pura Vida.